was low blood pressure behind my fainting in 2009 and 2014. So today is Monday, 14 April 2025. I am Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. And in 2009, I fainted and slumped to the ground in front of my swim team during practice. And in 2014, I fainted, fell backwards, and hit my head on a tile floor. Here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, share my perspective on whether low blood pressure was behind each fainting. Emergency responders / emergency room workers listed low blood pressure as a potential cause in each instance. However, it was not the only cause listed. And so I'm going to go through these two. Both are not to be confused with my sleep deprivation in one substantial way. The instance of fainting was sudden and unanticipated. Yes, so growing up, I had zero problems with fainting. I did not have a history of fainting, and while I was clumsy, I did not ever even get close to fainting. Like, I was like above average and that, you know, being with it kind of thing, consciousness, that kind of stuff. And so it happened, and I was like thinking through it and was like, did I know it was coming? No. I felt like the only thing that was off, so there was like at the pool, there was this upper area where we were giving an announcement to the team, me and the other captains of the team. We were making an announcement, so we were standing in front of everybody, and I fainted in front of the entire team and slumped to the floor, and I like came to, and my coach was like bent over me about to give me CPR because I had fainted. And so I was just kind of like, what's going on? And the only thing off about it before it happened was I was warm, but that was not unusual for where that was on the pool deck. I felt like my skin was dripping. That's the only thing, and it was like right before. So they listed low blood pressure, like, because they called a 911 emergency responder, and they came and they listed low blood pressure as one, and they took my blood pressure again, and I'm like, I have low end of healthy blood pressure, and I think it was like healthy, and they were like, but this is after. So I was kind of like, I have no idea what that means. My dad's side of the family had high blood pressure growing up, and so I was familiar with what blood pressure was because of my dad's side of the family, and certain family members, and so I was just kind of like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And then in 2014, it was in October, and it was before Halloween, and I've mentioned previously, like, I've gone over 100 hours without sleeping at one point, and you know, I was really pushing on getting my undergraduate degree finished and stuff, and so I'd have some like bad habits of, like, you know, not sleeping for a few nights in a row. And this was not one of those nights. It was one of the nights where I was actually getting to bed to have like a good chunk of sleep. And I had gone to the bathroom, and I was brushing my teeth, and I fainted. I fell backwards, hit my head. My dad ended up flying out. I had an external hematoma. It kind of did some damage to my skull, long-term memory loss. I couldn't remember my parents' names when I came to like the next morning. And so my dad took me to the emergency room, and low blood pressure, I think, was there, but it was kind of like, they did a white blood cell count or something, and they found I had a virus, or an infection kind of thing. And so it was kind of like, okay, but I don't know. And so, but low blood pressure was something mentioned for each. And other than that, I was like, that one was different in that I felt lightheaded, and I had a like pre-fainting episode the day before, and I was like, I don't know what that is about. And so I did more research into blood pressure, and I kind of, and I was like, that's definitely not me. So I've been piecemealing, like the standard, you know, Google response on blood pressure. So I've been piecemealing it together over all the years, and I haven't fainted since, but I did focus on blood pressure, and I've shared that journey a bit. But it does, for me, depend on more than just sodium intake. If low blood pressure is the culprit behind both of my faintings, then diabetes type 1 low glucose must really suck, because it really sucked, both those faintings. Then low blood pressure is different than low end of healthy blood pressure and really sucks as well. Those were not fun. And people want to go, well, what's actually bad about low blood pressure? You know, like, and I'm like, well, if it was this, I fainted, and that's not a desirable operational state. So there we go. Was low blood pressure behind my fainting in 2009 and 2014? Possibly. And if it's confirmed at some point in time, then it wasn't the same what it felt like on each occasion. There we go.